Still, I hear you're trying to put out a ridiculous amount of damage. Came to the right place. Today I'm gonna show you how to build the best Bloodied Sneak Commando build. We'll be ripping and running across this wasteland and will be virtually unstoppable. This is going to be insane. I'm gonna teach you how to use the right equipment, cards, mutations, maximize your damage output, and to add a little survivability in there. As long as your cards are built right, you will do just fine. You guys are in for one hell of a treat. Roll the intro. Before we get started, guys, I'm Matt from Baker Nerds. Put out Fallout 76 content for tips and tricks every week. If you guys are interested in more content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you found this helpful in any way, smash that like button and leave a comment. It helps out the channel immensely. One more thing before we get started, guys. I am starting something awesome for this channel. I am giving away 5 fixers for the first 5 weeks of this video being out. Stay tuned. Without further ado, when you're first starting out, you want to get your hands on some unyielding pieces. You can easily find them in vendors all over the wasteland. Even if it's wood pieces, you need to get them. Unyielding is the heart of a bloody build. So what unyielding does is it gives 3 stats to all stats except endurance. If you can get 75% chance to reduce damage by 15% while standing still, that's helpful. But really, unyielding AP refresh is going to be your best friend. With AP refresh, your AP refreshes. So when you're hitting in VATs, your AP is going to drop substantially. The more AP refresh, the better. Once you complete the main quest, you can start going after your Secret Service pieces. So your limbs give you 53 to physical, energy, and radiation resistance. And your chest piece gives you 115, 85, and 85. With a full set of these, you will be around 382, 412, and 312. That's physical, energy, and radiation resistance respectively. Here's a quick little preview of the amount of damage you can actually take. The Secret Service armor is a must-have, so the sooner you finish that Wayward quest, the better. With weapons, really you can get a hold of anything. And I'm gonna show y'all some damage here in a little bit, but even a level 20 bloodied automatic combat rifle, and even this thing puts out a lot of damage. 96 base damage in the Pip-Boy, but way more when you're actually hitting the enemies. Bloodied handmade, it's putting out 144. Faster fire rate on a rifle is a huge difference. That 25% might not sound like a lot, but when you're actually shooting, it puts out way more bullets than you would think. It is shooting fast. Overall, you want a fixer. The faster fire rate fixer is probably one of the best guns in the game for a bloodied commando. You want to get aligned pieces. The more aligned pieces you use on a combat rifle, the less AP you're going to use in VATs. It's a hidden effect. If you go check out Angry Turtle's videos, he explains this a lot more in depth. I didn't really understand these until a little later in the game. Adrenal reaction. This is one of the main mutations for a bloody build. You have to have this. At low HP, you do more weapon damage. Simple. Bird bones. Reduce your fall speed. So this is vital for, when you're jumping with marsupial, which you jump higher. So bird bones, you land softer. But more importantly, your agility is +4. Agility is your actual sneakiness. How enemies detect you, if they detect you or not. Carnivore doubles all the benefits that come from meat. So, and meats give you a lot of special points, especially scorched beast meats like their brain or their heart. The brain gives you +8, I believe, with all the right mutations, range of numbers on and such. With eagle eyes, +4 perception and +25% critical damage. Hold on, coffee break. Hold on, coffee break, guys. I gotta get this coffee. It's a Fallout necessity. I need it. I live and breathe it. Yum. All right, back to it. What was I saying? I forget now. Oh yeah, so your the carnivore perk is, I don't freaking know. Anyway, moving on. Egghead, +6 intelligence. Intelligence is your experience points. The higher the intelligence, the faster you level up. Grounded, energy resistance is nice. If you're using an energy gun, you don't want it because it reduces by 50% your damage. Healing factor, health Reagan, 300%. It's awesome. So as long as you're not in battle, your health will regenerate by itself. So you're marsupial. So you jump extremely high with marsupial. Everybody loves extra carry weight. Speed demon, you move way faster. You can run faster and you reload faster. Those are the most important mutations by far. So the three most important special stats for a Bloodied Stealth Commando are going to be Perception, Agility, and Luck. Just to go over these real quick, Strength is your carry weight, Perception is your VATS accuracy, Endurance is how much action point drain from sprinting, and your total health. Charisma is basically for sharing perks with others, and how much money you get when you barter, which is just quality of life things, really. Intelligence is very important. This is how much experience points you get. The higher, the better. Agility is everything to do with stealth. So how soon the enemy sees you, how close you can get to them. With high agility, you can be right up next to them and shooting them and they still won't see. This is another reason why unyielding is so important. Luck really just helps you get some really powerful cards. So you want to max this out too. So your cards. Weight management with a bloody build is one of the biggest perks for being a bloody build. The reason I say this is because with unyielding armor, your strength is insanely higher. You can carry so much more as compared to, say, a junkies build where their strength is nowhere near as high. With those current strength cards I have on right now, plus being bloodied up, my weight is sitting at 396. Which is awesome. Traveling Pharmacy, which reduces all chem weight by 90%. That's huge. Ballistic weapon ammo weighs 90% less. But this is the first one you need. Traveling Pharmacy and Ordnance Express are just bonuses. So Ordnance Express, this isn't even really necessary. I just use this for more weight management. No one wants to be over encumbered. All right, so your Perception. You absolutely have to max Perception. Whether you're Rifleman or Commando, you're going to have to get all three of these cards. So just starting out, you want to get one of each. One of each is better than one maxed out. One Commando, one Master Commando, and one Expert Commando is better than just a maxed out 20%. You get that extra 10%. Concentrated Fire. This gives you way more accuracy in VATS and gives you way more damage. You want to max this out as soon as possible, as well as Tank Killer. Tank Killer is absolutely amazing for its armor piercing bonuses. It helps rip through the Scorch Beast Queen and other tough enemies like Earl. Tank Killer is an absolute must for extra damage. In its place though, if you want a faster reload instead of damage, sometimes it's nice to get that clip in quicker. Ground Pounder is a great supplement for Tank Killer. The rest of them though, you have to have in there. So for Endurance, you want at least 3 in Endurance for Fireproof. You actually take way less than 45% less damage. It feels more like 80%. Fireproof is an absolute must. You gotta have it. Radical is another great card for weight management. Having that 5 extra strength while you're radiated is amazing. So for Charisma, you want at least, I would say 4. So 3 for Inspirational and Strange in Numbers, which helps your mutations a lot. And I'll explain more about mutations in a minute, but the more people in your team, the stronger the benefit of your mutations. Nerd Rage is another key part of being a bloody build. While below 20% health, you gain 40 damage resistance, more importantly, 20% more damage and 15% AP regen. 15% AP regen. Yeah, I said Reagan. I've been saying Reagan my whole life. You tell me how it's said in the comments. I always thought it was Reagan. Moving on. Agility. Perception, Agility, and Luck. I max out. That was the first things I max out with my bloody build, even without the legendary perk cards. Sorry, I had to change up my luck cards real fast. Anyway, so Covert Operative is another vital card. Probably the most important card for a Bloodied Stealth Commando. Your ranged sneak attacks deal 2.5 times more damage. You want to get this card as soon as possible. At least 1 star, and then level it up every time. Mr. Sandman is an insanely underrated card. You deal an extra 50% at nighttime, which I think is insane. So in total, you do 3.5 times more damage, and sometimes the cards glitch out and you end up doing 3.75 times more damage, which is a lot. And you guys will see this in a minute. I'll show you the damage output of these guns with these cards. It's ridiculous. You want this build. Escape Artist, a beautiful card. As you're going along and you're sneaking, if someone sees you, you can uncrouch and then crouch again and you'll lose the enemy. Sometimes it takes a few times, but it'll take you from danger to caution, danger to caution. Gun Fu. I didn't find this card until way later in the game. I didn't know it was a thing until I was like level 500. This, when you're shooting and you're vatsing, once you kill the enemy, it automatically switches to the next enemy. So you're just freaking taking out enemies nonstop, seeing heads fly everywhere. As soon as you see something fly, as soon as that enemy drops, bloop, goes to the next enemy. And it says it stacks 10%, 20%, 30% in damage as you're killing. So every time you kill someone, the next enemy, you end up doing 10% more. The next enemy, you're doing 20%, 30%. But I think the game goes past that, especially when it's combined with my my next card, Adrenaline. Gain 10% damage for 30 seconds per kill. Duration refreshes with each kill with a max of 60%. I think these, for some reason, end up doing way more. And then sometimes it works when you're just fighting one enemy. So if you're fighting the queen and then you're busting out criticals, it seems like criticals act like it's a new enemy and then restacks like you're targeting a new enemy and makes the damage go up. Either way, this multiplication of damage is where you're gonna get most of your damage in a big fight. Moving on to luck. Luck is the best category in my opinion. They're all good. I love them. Luck, perception, and agility. But anyway, Bloody Mess. If you're using an automatic combat rifle or a handmade or a fixer, you probably want to use this. This gives you that extra 15% of damage, although it does make it a pain in the ass to find your loot after a fight and they done turn to a meat pile or they done turn to gibs splattered everywhere and you're running around. Basically, if you leave and come back, it'll turn all your enemies into piles and it'll be a lot easier to find. Regardless, this gives you extra 15% more damage. This is necessary. So Tormentor, I use this for the queen, for taking the queen's wing out and making her land. Your rifle attacks have 5% chance of crippling a limb. This makes it so she lands and she stays down. And when she's down, she's constantly spawning enemies. So you're just racking up that XP. Tormentor just helps the whole battle go way smoother. So to me, it's necessary. You're going to be one of the main ones doing damage in any event. So you can kind of control it with this card. Better criticals. Oh boy. So if you're a Bloodied Commando or Rifleman build, your better criticals is insane. So your VATS crits, your Y button on Xbox, for PC, I'm not sure what it is, but criticals, like I said earlier, they work with adrenaline and gun fu. I believe every few hits, you're busting out criticals doing ridiculous amounts of damage. So VATS criticals now do 40% more damage. Yeah, you're racking them up. Starch Genes, very important for your mutations. You will never mutate with rads or radaway will never cure your mutations. Even still, you can use radaway diluteds and radx's diluteds without this card and you won't lose your mutations. Grim Reaper Sprint, one of your best friends as a VATS build. Any kill in VATS has a 35% chance to restore all action points. So as you're going along and you're killing with a fixer, your AP drops pretty damn fast. So if you're shooting like a main boss and you're running low on AP, you can just switch to one of the enemies nearby, pop a couple, and get your VATS back, get your AP back. This card is amazing. Serendipity. So this is one of the key cards that are going to keep you alive. While below 30% health, gain a 45% chance to avoid damage. Under 30% health is when you go into nerd rage. Under 20% health is when you go into nerd rage. So with Serendipity, it's 30%. You want to always stay below 20% regardless. When you're under 20%, it activates your unyielding armor. It gives you more damage resistance, AP rate, regen, and of course, 45% chance to miss the shot completely. So for legendary perks, one of the first ones you want to get, in my opinion, is follow through. So your ranged sneak attacks increase damage by 40% when it's maxed out. So it's 10% 1-star, 20% 2-star, 30%, 40%. That extra 10% it makes a huge difference. Far-flung fireworks is just fun. When things explode, they have a chance to hit enemies around them, and therefore, as long as you get a hit on an enemy, you get the experience for that kill. So this at an event is pretty damn important for just leveling up in general. If you got a lot of people killing everything and they're not in your team. The legendary special bonuses, they're important to me. That's what gives you all the extra cards. So just because it's luck doesn't mean you have to use it in luck. It's 5 luck, but then you can move your other perk points around. If you got 15 luck, you can move a point to strength or charisma. So it doesn't have to be that special point. Ammo factory. As a Bloodied Commando, you're going to be using a lot of ammo, and I mean a lot. Let me zoom this in here. A lot, I'm telling you. So you're gonna produce 150% more rounds when crafting ammunition. Even 1-star, 50% more rounds. Yeah, you need that. I'll put out another video for getting ammo and lead and steel and all that. So, all right, let's get to the fun part. Let's do some freaking damage. Before we do that though, ooh baby, the Fixer giveaway. I'm so excited to do this, guys. I'm giving away 5 Fixers for 5 weeks, 1 a week. Just like I said earlier, all you have to do to enter is like and leave a comment. Take a screenshot and send it to bakernerds@gmail.com. I'll know if you did it. I'll put all your names in a random name picker and run it 5 times. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun making it. It'll really help out the channel. All right, damage montage. Thanks for watching, y'all.